to see the appreciation. So when things don't go my way, I actually look at it where I thank the universe. So if I'm, for example, going to go on a date and I'm a single guy now, and all of a sudden they don't show or they cancel last minute, I go, thank you. I go, that probably saved me some drama somehow. And I sit there and I go, so instead of looking at the negative, I go, all right, well, blessing, and there for the grace of God go I, and I go to the next. And so that's how I've been looking at things. So when things don't go my way, I actually have you're a psychotherapist, I'm just a psycho. I look at the bright side of it because I see us as an evolutionary animal. Every time I've ever got, broken up with someone, I met someone even better. Every time I got kicked out of a house, type of thing, I got a better house. Every time I crashed a car, I got a better car. So when things don't go my way, I just go, woohoo! I go, something awesome must be coming for me to go through this transitional period. Because when things seem like they're falling apart, sometimes they're just falling into place.
I absolutely love that, because what I hear is resiliency, is that in those moments where some people can get caught in their moments, is able to bounce back and look at it, that there's some type of purpose here. And to your point, when we get past the moment and we get to the next moment, we're like, okay, now I understand why that moment existed, because I wouldn't be here where I'm at, whether it's dating, whether it's business, whether it's life, because lots of things, like in your bio, life is a roller coaster. There's going to be ups and downs, and we have to ebb and flow, and we have to learn to be resilient and build up that mental toughness, because it's just a matter of being in the storm, out of a storm, or getting ready for a storm, but being able to do it with happiness and to be able to do it with joy. So then for you, Greg, when you think about that resiliency and being able to, your personalities is absolutely phenomenal. Just so love your energy. So when you think about being able to be resilient and have humor and just move through life and that enjoyment and that happiness, what keeps you going? What's your mojo? What's your motivation?
It's creation. And by the way, I must not be very good looking because everyone's talking about how great my personality is. So, just for everyone, just for the ladies out there, no, I can whoop up a mean batch of spaghetti, just in case you're looking.
Ladies, so he is very handsome as well.
I'll get rid of my bald head. All right. So anyway,
even better.
So like I guess at the end of the day for myself is I always look at the bright side of every single opportunity. And, it's like we can have things happen and you go, well, what did I learn from this, or what was the bright side? Sometimes just stuff happens. Sometimes people are mean. Some people cheat. Some people, unfortunately, there's the real world. So I have two choices, to go wallow in that or to move on. Abraham Lincoln had the greatest quote of all time, and this is how I live my life. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be. And for myself, I just choose the happy. And so when things don't go my way, I still say always good. It's so funny. You asked me how I'm doing, and it's always good. I was at a cashier's checkout one time, and I realized the checker was going in front of me and kept asking, how you doing? And people were going, fair, find a middling, not bad. All these different things. And I went, not bad. I go, that's a double negative. And so he got to me and goes, how you doing? I go, always good. And he looks up and he goes, how can someone always be good? And I said, Abraham Lincoln, people are as happy as they make up their minds to be, and became my catchphrase. And so I can have my head in the toilet throwing up. People go, how you doing? I'm going, always good, because I'm going to look at the bright side of situations. And by doing that, I keep seeing I get rewarded where the universe shows me that good thing in it. So instead of looking what's wrong in the situation, I just look for what's good. My son's 6 years old. You brought him up. And everywhere we go, no matter where we go, he finds money. He always finds cash. We can go to the grocery store, amusement park, down the street. He always finds a nickel, a dollar, a dime. And we come home and he puts it on a tray. And I go, how is it no matter where we go, no matter what we do, you always find money? And he looked at me and said, I look for it, Dad.
There you go. And I love that age 6. My son is 6 as well, but yet he's finding bugs right now. Melanie knows many of them.
Well, Greg, you definitely pointed out sometimes we look at the bigger scale of problems. Well, not we, but there are a lot of people that looks at the bigger scale of problems. them the good. I've always said rejection is only a redirection. And that's been prevalent even in my own personal walk, where I have those moments like yours that goes, why did things not work out when everything's pointed it was supposed to be this person or that project, and then you get derailed. But then when you take a look back, you're saying, you know what, the blessings are in the reveal that will not be revealed until the time is right, but that those very same rejections does become the redirection for bigger, better things that comes into your life. God has a funny way, if I may bring it up, or whatever it is your belief, has a funny way of directing our own lives. And there are lessons to be learned for authenticity that I have found in my personal journey. Because Greg, who was the storyteller, that is a powerful storyteller, would not become as powerful as he is right now in the sphere of your talents, Greg, if you didn't have that authenticity to be who you truly are now from the time you were a kid. And I love the simplicity of your son's answer, because I look for it. Sometimes we look at the wrong situations or wrong places to look for it. But thank you for that wisdom and that nugget. Right. So I'm going to bring you to another.
Wait. I want to add one more story because it's kind of interesting. Please. I believe in the law of energy, and it's not talked about all the time, but I believe in the law of energy. I believe that like attracts like. I believe in the magnetic version of everything. And it's interesting. In science, you understand that in the airwaves right now, there's country music, rap music, and classical. And you can take a receiver and dial it into a frequency and pull it down from the ethers, enjoy it. But if you want radio station 100.7, 100.1, as close as it is, isn't good enough. It won't pull it down. And I realized that what if knowledge, wisdom, relationships, health, wellness, success, money, everything was around us just like the energy of those songs, except we didn't have a receiver to pull it down. And then all of a sudden, going on this journey of interviewing all these successful people, I realized there was. And the receiver is the questions in which we ask. If we sit there and say, why does this always happen to me? The universe is exactly on point, like 100.7. It's Google. It can only answer the exact question you ask. So if you say, why does this happen to me? The universe says, well, this is why, you dumbass, and gives you more of that because that's what you asked for. If you say, when is this going to go and fall out and go to, hell in a handbag, it's going to say Thursday at 2:00 if you want to be specific, because that's the question we ask. But if we start asking, how can it get better than this? What's the opportunity in this challenge I'm not seeing? How can I make the most of this relationship that I'm creating right now within the sphere of influence? And you start asking these questions, guess what starts appearing? Those answers. So every single day, I look for those things. Just as my son seeks money, I seek what's the opportunity around me. And all of a sudden, those things are revealed time after time after time. And I keep asking, how do I surround myself with the most positive, like-minded, solution-searching people to help us make the common good? And all of a sudden, who do you think appears in my life?
It's been said, the quality of your questions determines the quality of response that you will receive. So to sum everything that you did say, and just to let you know before I pass this off to Janie, I've been taking massive notes of everything
that's good.
You have said, because I am also a student of life, and thank you so much for sharing all your nuggets, because these are the things that truly does inspire and impact my own life and that of our listeners. Janie.
Well, as we are coming to an end, Greg, it's just been a pleasure to have a conversation with you and to learn from you and to experience you and all your handsomeness. So then with that being said, for all of our viewers and listeners, are you able to share with us, what would you say are your three main key life lessons that you want to share with us and share with our viewers that we can learn from?
Well, just keep track of them, because one is to seek counsel, not opinion. Door number two would be we are a reflection of the people we hang around, and our income, attitude, and lifestyle is the average of the group. Surround yourself with people that see, think, and do the same. And this is one I've really been living my life about lately. And it's something that someone shared with me years ago. And it says, if it feeds you, feed it some more. And if it eats, you got to let it go. And so that's how I live my life. And I look around and I say, look, if something eats, if it drains me, if it only takes, I let that go, that energy go. But if something feeds me, whether it's financially or physically or spiritually or relationship wise, then I feed it more because it keeps feeding me. So I think we got to be aware of what's feeding and what's eating and know the difference.
I absolutely love it. And I think if we follow those basic principles and start today, those that are watching and listening, and take an inventory of all of that, but then also have self-awareness. I hear also self-awareness, Greg, is that we are self-aware of what's feeding us and what's draining us, and not serving the things that are draining us, because we can't be our best self. So, it has been nothing but a pleasure to meet you and to have this conversation with you. And, we are just wishing nothing but the best as you continue on this journey that is laid out for you, and to stay focused and continue on this roller coaster as you continue to serve. Isn't that right, Melanie?
Absolutely. Roller coaster is now an understatement. That needs to be updated. I don't know what is after roller coaster, but it certainly has been a blessing and privilege. So, Greg, as we continue to close this out, just a few minutes, tell us about the next Secret Knock. I know there's one happening, I believe next week, and then there's one being planned when?
So yeah, next week we're filled up, we're packed up, we're sold out. It's kind of cool. We've got everyone from President Vicente Fox to Oscar-winning actor Richard Dreyfuss, the founder of UGG Boots, the founder of Make-A-Wish, the founder of Pictionary, the guy who invented the credit card, everyone in between coming out. And then we're going to do another one in March. It's the 12th and 13th in San Diego, California. You just go to secretknock.co and fill out an application. What's really cool is we limited just the cool people. The whole thing is if you got money, you want to come, doesn't work for us. If you want to come and you've got a positive attitude and you can contribute and you want to participate and grow and expand your horizons, then we invite you in. And so our whole concept is surround ourselves with people that we would want to hang out with. And then by doing that, we'll open up literally an influx of human people that will blow your mind, because they can separate yourself from the 95% who dream of success to, the top 5% who actually achieve it.
Beautiful. So March 12 and 13, 2019, check out secretknock.co. Amazing lineup. It's beyond amazing. It's actually outstanding lineup that Greg continues to bring to change the lives of others, even within the Secret Knock Society. So other than Secret Knock, is there anything else, Greg, that we should be watching out for in the handsomeness, amazingness that you are?
The Shiny Mickey Awards. That's it. This is what we should be looking out for. I'm telling you, I believe that we're about to create something that will have a Genesis effect and go on. When Frank created the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he was only with it for a year and a half, and then he turned it over to very capable hands that grew it into the juggernaut it is today. Hopefully we can do the same thing, start something, grow it, and then maybe pass on to the next group of people that even expand. So I'm very, very excited to be part of this opportunity, and not only that, but to highlight new up-and-coming charities, and then make sure that we can lend the support and a platform to help them grow.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Greg. This has been a boatload of wisdom and information that I know our listeners are going to just benefit from too. And with all the wisdoms Greg had shared, folks, unscript your limited beliefs and go into full implementation, because all this is not going to bode anything if you don't take the necessary action to implement the golden wisdoms that Greg had shared with us this afternoon. And so we conclude another beautiful episode of Life Unscripted. Until next week, this is Melody Garcia.
And this is Janie Lacey.
Live life fulfilled.
Thank you for tuning in to Life Unscripted. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review.
For more information and how you can be a guest on our show, send us an email at lifeunscriptedjm@gmail.com. Until next time, this is your host, Melody Garcia
and Janie Lacey.